government, for the government to fulfill it, you have to come back and take it from your pocket in taxes. Or if it doesn't do that, what it has to do? It go and borrow it. And then you need to be paid back, or it will be paid back how? Taxes again. So that is why you have to make sure that you have a government that runs the economy well, that it can deliver the water that you want, so the people in this now get them water. But they also got a budget that did not require them to pay any more taxes. If that ever breaks down again, where the things you want can only be given to you by more taxes or borrowing, then we are back to where we are coming from. As workers of the Jamaica Labour Party, you have to make that connection. So the country has turned the corner. We are on a different plane. We are doing things differently now. People come here and say, boy, you know, we have to give Jamaica credit. You go through a difficult time, but yes, you have come through. Yeah. Different kind of government. Now, my friends, workers of the party, we are in that period where decisions have to be made. It is part of the natural process of our democracy. Decisions have to be made. Very shortly. And you interpret that as you want. Because nowadays as you turn around, the time flies off. We will have to have an election. And the duty of the government is to come to you and give a report on what we have done. The duty of the government is to come to you and campaign, meaning put in place a program that delivers information to you in a respectful and indeed convincing way. And so, as your Prime Minister, leader of the political party that you are a part of, before we go to the general public, which we have been to the general public through our national budget which we presented, which was a very comprehensive budget, well prepared, balanced, sustainable, and prospective. But we have to come to you, the workers, as well, and get you ready. Mentally ready. Emotionally ready. And Bobby, these days we have to get the workers then physically ready too. Yes, because I'm going to walk in, we're going to have to look. Because this election is not going to be about radio ads. It's not going to be about motorcade. Because I know the neighbor rights, you know, we don't love motorcade. Love the carnival. Yes, I know. And I love the party. Yes. But this election, more than any other, is a battle for the minds of the people. We are dealing with opposition forces that are well schooled in the art of propaganda. Those of you from the 70s would know that term, propaganda. Today, they call it fake news and misinformation. but they are the authors of it. What I have said to the political party that I lead is that we can't poison the people's brains with falsehoods and truths. We have done too many good things. We have so many achievements. We are probably the first government to be able to go to the public with so many achievements. Undeniable. But we know what our political history is. That politics is not always about reason. Because when you listen to some of the things you hear the people say, when you read some of the comments, you recognize that we have a little work to do to get people to be able to reason things out for themselves properly. Because they have been inundated, the age of social media and all kinds of information channels, that they have been inundated with lies and falsehoods. And so for this election, as workers of the party, you are going to have to be prepared to go house to house, person to person, and have the conversations directly. It's a people-to-people campaign. Because you can't rely on what is being put through the airwaves and through the various channels. Because everybody has a vested interest in positioning and posturing and turning information in the way they want. And that's legitimate, that's quite fine. But as a political organization that has great achievements, that has transformed the country, that has carried the country through all kinds of challenges and shocks, and the country is still doing well, we have a duty not to allow the legacy of achievement to go unnoted and unnoticed. As laborers, I want you to think, and especially since we have awarded persons who have been serving us for 45 years, and you're 48, and I'm certain there might be somebody 49 years, to think of a time when Jamaica was hit by a pandemic. Let's think of a time when we were hit by a pandemic. We lose almost 150,000 jobs. Not one public sector worker was laid off or pay cut. Not one. And then there are those who say, why, we don't treat public sector workers, this and that and all kind of things. Just stop and think about that one fact. The United Kingdom, many other countries in the Caribbean, many other countries in Europe, when the pandemic hit, they laid off, put people on furlough, cut. We never did that in Jamaica. Just think about it. We were hit by a category 4 hurricane, and within less than 3 weeks we were able to respond. Almost 14,000 persons we would have managed to assist. In Gales Square, I meet a man who tells me, why are we not getting no help yet? 14,000 people. But the one man who don't get, says a whole, government now do nothing. But that is the age in which we are. Because the 14,000 who get, they don't say nothing. The people who get the 400,000 check and the 50,000 check, they don't say nothing. They don't say nothing at all. So what the government has to do? We have to make sure that the one man who say never get, and who we probably will be getting, it's just that they don't reach to it yet, that he doesn't go and use that to spread misinformation about the government's program. So when you see him in Gales Square and You confront him and tell him, say, listen man, your thing a come. Remember say 14,000 other people get. And we have carried this country through crisis after crisis after crisis. And we don't miss a beat. Government continue, stability. And everybody has grown to now accept the stability that the Jamaica Labour Party has brought to government. Some of the most difficult and intractable problems that we have had, the Jamaica Labour Party has taken them on, and we are solving them. For example, the crime situation. Some people used to cuss me all the time, say we not do nothing, and now they see the crime coming down, and all of a sudden, they want to come and take credit. All of a sudden, they have something to do with it. They have nothing to do with it. And I am confident that the reductions that you are seeing in murder and other violent crimes and shootings, that is going to go all the way down. Because we have made the investment in our security forces. And we will continue to make the investment. In other words, the money that we get from the economy, we take it and put it in the things that matter to you. So yes, my family, we are coming to decision time. And like any good general, you have to prepare the troops. You have to prepare the workers. So, the first thing is, I want to tell you thank you from the bottom of my heart for your service to this country. I want to say how much you mean to me, that you have turned out here this evening. Some of you could have done a party, some of you could have done a bingo, others of you could be in church, others of you could just go home and rest. But in spite of what some of your own children say, where are you meeting for? But you are still here and you have turned out, and it means a lot to me. And I want you to know that your loyalty and your commitment has made me stronger, and you have been the government of the Jamaica Labour Party. So I'm very impressed with what I see here, that we have an active and strong Jamaica Labour Party. Because the Jamaica Labour Party is not at Belmont Road. The Jamaica Labour Party is right here amongst you. You are the Jamaica Labour Party. And when you walk anywhere in this constituency, you can hold your head up high. So if you're in the market, hold your head up high because your government has done well. When you go to church and you hear your bad mind church sister talk, negative, hold your head up high. But I know they have rights. Sometimes we have a mentality. Some of us timid. Timid. We don't want to confront some of the PMP there. When they come with their line of foolishness. Even though I notice that especially with some of the younger ones now, they are very strident, young labor rights. As many of them study the history and they see what is happening, they like what is happening, and they are more willing to defend the party. And I encourage them to be vocal and express your support decent and respectfully. Because you can't allow the other side to spread their false goods and history. Because somebody tell me, they went to a barber shop and a man come inside here and he said, "Do you hear what the Prime Minister said? Go to remove the fitness requirement from vehicle." Lord, did that never kill all of it? What kind of thing that? That's going to kill off all of it because people are going to just drive out car and a young man inside here was in the barber chair. Turned to him and said, "Oh, talk foolishness. If you don't know where you talk, you must shut your mouth. Go do your research before you talk." Them days are coming with propaganda done. Serious business, you know. He said, "Listen, you see all of this business, huh? Me know why someone not quarrel, you know, because we're in a scam. And the scam mash up now. If they know that some country them not have no inspection business. If they know that a new car build now, the standard very high. And what you really need is that if you're driving and you are stopped, you get a ticket. Because that is where the real prevention takes place. And it's not as if you abandon inspection. The inspection will take place but just in a different routine. So he was very quick to be able to defend the position against the propaganda of the other side. And that's what I want you to be able to do. When you hear them come with the foolishness, stand up and challenge them. Because you see, they feel that they have a title to Jamaica. They feel that they must always be the one to run Jamaica. And if you take the period of time that they run Jamaica versus the period of time that they run Jamaica, the period of time that they have it has been just pure destruction for the country. Pure destruction. So, I want you to be proud of the achievements of your party. And I want you to be courageous. I want you to take them on respectfully. Respectfully. But we also know that there are issues that we have to address as a government. Issues that we have to work harder at. And so we don't come to you to say everything is rosy and everything is fine. We acknowledge, we know what those challenges are. We have to do more in housing, and our housing plan is working. We have to do more on roads. And the roads situation, you know, again, decades of neglect. It is only this government, through the good management of the economy, that has been able to raise the revenues to start the Spark program, a $40 billion program that will fix 600 and odd roads right across Jamaica. The only government that has been able to do that. Well, your member of parliament are reminding me. Because there are those who want to dismiss the work we have done in building the economy. And they encourage this stupid idea to say, they might talk about inflation rate gone down, they might talk about interest rate gone down, they might talk about unemployment rate gone. They just sit there can't yam. That's what they say, economy can't yam. And somebody believe it because, you know, what you want to see is GDP and debt to GDP. That don't mean anything to you. Don't believe it. It is the good economy, the reduction of the debt, that we pay back less money to people who we owe. So we have more money to spend on the things you do. So when you drive on a road that is paved, or a road that you recently patched, you say to yourself, the economy can drive pan. When the people of Mason Hall get their water, I'm sure they are saying to themselves, no, the economy can drink. When the people get their hope house, I don't know if you ever see when they get the hope house, it's like their life change. Those people say, yeah, the economy can live in it. That's it, that's the economy. But some politicians are vested in blinding you to the working economy. And then they trick you with promises that they can't deliver. What we are vested in the Labour Party is always to make sure we fix the economy, make the economy work well, and then we take from the economy to deal with the issues that affect you. So a better way to put it than the economy, they say the economy can name. The economy can name, it can drink, it can drive one, and it can live in it. But the best way is that the economy cares about it. That is the economy that we are building. An economy that cares about you. That's what we are building. That is why it is under the Jamaica Labour Party government that you have the social pension. That if you never throw in IS and you 75 years old and you have a pension, is a social pension for you. That is why we are working on unemployment insurance. That is why we have expanded the PATH program significantly. That is why we have done so many things to take care of the people of Jamaica. And that is why we have announced recently the Solidarity Program, where young people and other persons who have benefited from the tax give back or from the PATH program or the social pension, we have a program now called the Solidarity Program, where you can go and apply to the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. They will look into your circumstances and you will get a grant, and we will put you onto the programs that currently exist so that you can be a part of the social safety net of the society. That is what we mean when we say we are building an economy that cares. So there are some people, who will say they care. You have some businessmen who they just promise you and then so good, but when it comes time to deliver, they can't deliver. Right? We are not them people there. When we tell you we're going to do something, we're going to do it. So labor rights, workers of the Great Jamaica Labour Party, it was my pleasure to address you tonight. You make me stronger. You make families stronger. You make me stronger. So, we're not only stronger, but we are active, because every day we're out there doing something tangible and beneficial for the people. Active and strong Jamaica Labour Party. And now it is the time for us to do what is necessary necessary to ensure that the Jamaican people will continue to choose what is best for Jamaica. And you know that the Jamaica Labour Party, your party, my party, is best for Jamaica. Labour rights, I love you. Choose Jamaica.
Party leader himself. You are a part of a party that is strong and active. You now must go over the next 2 days and make sure every labor right is in your writing. And then after that we come back to the canvas to finish up. Because decision time is upon us. And therefore go out into the communities and spread the message of the party, but most importantly, tell the people to choose Jamaica. Can we stand for the party?